having music in school, it leads to artists. You can learn, what you need to learn, like math and science, all that stuff, but without the arts, there's no life. So for anybody to take that away would just be miserable.
Are you really gonna stay with him? Tell him like it is. Does he treat you like a queen? Tell him like it is. Could he do it like I ever did? Tell him like it is. Will he take me from your street?
I was in a band when I was in 6th grade or 5th grade, which was killer because it was nice for me to learn something that meant a lot to me, which was music, but I was also able to meet a lot of people that were of a like mind.
I did participate in my school music program. I was in the choir. I guess that counts as the school music program.
That's where I started playing guitar and got me interested in like all instruments, and then I started playing the drums and the piano and all that stuff.
I was in choir, then I was in concert choir, and I played bass for some of the bands.
I got to meet a lot of people of like minds and learn from them. And really, really important for someone like me, because otherwise there's no way to find 30 people in a given room that all like the same kind of thing,
Very rarely is music played just by yourself. It's usually with a group of people, so I think it helps to encourage you to get out of your own head and your own skin and share.
I really got comfortable being around people, and I made some great friends in music.
Just cool to kind of meet other people that kind of share your interest, and like you guys all self-express the same way through music,
Everybody do me a favor. I want to hear a very, very loud round of applause for Tyler Hilton.
I think music programming in public education is extremely important.
You're not going to have any artists if you don't have music in schools, and I think the arts is the most important part of school.
I think it's just as important as math or science or any other curriculum.
Not that math can't be fun, but music arts, it embraces the fun, it embraces the releasing of something inside you.
You can be a musician and a teacher, and you can be a musician and a scientist, and I really think you can do whatever you want and keep music in your life, and you should.
Probably the most important, it teaches you empathy. I think music teaches you empathy. You just feel more emotion when you play music.
I love producing, I love songwriting, and I think from band I got the knowledge of an overall sound of a group of musicians.
There's nothing that replaces that feeling of creating something. 1 second there's nothing, and the next second you're making this sound and people are hearing it. It's a very visceral, immediate experience, and I think that's contagious. I think anyone who does it once is like, yeah, this is pretty cool.
I think it's important. You just learn so much there, and I feel like music kids are the smartest ones anyway, but I'm biased.
Music, for me, really helped me identify who I am as a person.
But it definitely got me out of my shell, and I'm glad I did it.
I don't know who I would be without music.
I'd still be working at Chick-fil-A behind the counter doing the register, which I was very good at, but I'm glad I took the class, so that way at least I'd do this life now.
Ladies and gentlemen, straight off the X Factor to this stage. Also, you may have seen him in a musical, Little Musical. He was nominated for a Tony in Mamma Mia. Give it up for my good friend Constantine Maroulis. When the night is cold and the land is dark and cold, it is the only light we'll see. I won't cry.
My advice to you, if you are lucky enough to still have a program in your school, you should really participate as much as you can.
Even if you don't imagine that you're into music.
There's probably a way that you want to self-express, and it's really important to find that.
Don't be afraid to chase your dreams.
No matter what you do, whether it's painting or singing or playing or whatever it is that you dig to do. But for musicians, I think the main thing is to continue to play.
I believe that anybody can play any instrument, no matter what. Obviously people are talented, but I think that's because they work hard.
And I'm sure it's like that with other art forms as well, but I just know so well from music that any wall that you hit, you just keep playing through it, and there's nothing that can substitute practice.
Because a lot of people pick it up and they're like, oh, I can't do it, it's hard, and then they kind of give it up.
I quit the saxophone because I'm a bad practicer.
If you get bored of practicing what your teacher's telling you to practice, practice something else. If you get bored of playing songs on the radio, play what your teacher's saying, but never stop playing.
Yeah, it wasn't because of the program or the teachers. I just couldn't get the read right.
Do a little bit every day, and in the long run, that'll help more than anything. Because a lot of people, I'm going to practice for 4 hours and then see what happens, and then they get tired of it, and then they give it up. But if you just stick with it, play 15 minutes, 20 minutes every day, then I think it's going to, anybody can play.
Saxophone, back when Kenny G was cool. Was he ever cool? I don't think so, but...
Nothing will substitute practice and musical education.
I definitely encourage you to go for it. There's nothing holding you back, and hopefully, your school will support that.
And really, be as vocal as you can about the group. Make sure your teachers know how important it is to you. Make sure your parents know how important it is to you.
And school is short. Soak it up while you can, especially those music classes, because after that it's all just learning on your own. So soak it up as much as you can while you're there.
For fun, what I'd love to do is a One Tree Hill throwback and something we did on the One Tree Hill tour a while ago. I want to bring my good buddy Bryan Greenberg out to do a song. Bryan!
Played a really important role in my life. More importantly, I just think that music shouldn't be neglected in schools. Music is a part of all of our lives. I mean, go out tomorrow and ask everybody you meet if they like music, and I bet you they'll say yes.
Thank you for letting us do that together. We had so much fun.